to Forever Home, discuss all things related to Ghana and Africa. Our real estate company, Royal Consulting Solution, is the foremost location for all your land acquisition, building needs, relocation, and starting a successful business in Ghana. We also provide quality information through our consultation and webinar series. We can be reached at royalconsultingsolutions.com. Come join the trusted source for all your reliable information. Hello, everyone. I see some eyeballs. Please check in. Let us know who's here. Saturday, April 24th, at least where I'm at. Hope everybody's good. Hope your week and weekend is being productive. So check in, and we're gonna start a video soon, and then I'll open up for questions. And if it's on the consultation line, I will ask that you do that. But than that, we'll take it from there. So I see some eyeballs. Hi, Eve. Thank you. First, always first. Thank you. Sometimes. Thank you for joining. Joe, thank you. We missed you on the podcast yesterday. I hope you had a great time. Anyway, I see people trickling. Just let me know who's out there. Benjamin, thank you. Hi. Um, and just check in, click the like button before we start. So we'll put pressure on me to deliver. Um, yeah, I'm a little bit tired, but you have responsibilities and you got to step up. Anyway, so I have probably talked to since I started my project to about yesterday. I have actually a consultation today coming up. I've probably talked to maybe so talk means email correspondent and phone calls or in person, probably like 200 people. And one of the things that I kept finding out why they have had challenges on their building projects. So this is like everywhere. People from UK, US, or some in Ghana, um, Europe, Europe as well. Two in Asia, um, one in Australia. Okay. And so one of the challenges, a couple of the challenges. So I went and compiled a list, and I also looked at what is out there. What is the data showing about our completion rate. In the past, I've mentioned this briefly. So I just wanted to let you know, bring this to your attention, and maybe you can also start so you don't become a victim of this, right? So number one challenge, right? Number one reason why projects, number one reason in Ghana, and I also look, and it tends to be uh, almost uniformity. There's some uniformity in Africa in general. Number one reason people are not able to complete good people are not able to complete their project is finding honest and qualified builders, right? That is the biggest hurdle, number one. That has devastated more people in the attempt to build their projects than anything. That's number one. So honesty is the big thing in terms of, there's fraud in procurement. People divert funds especially when there's now like lack of controls and accountability, the stealing and misuse of resources. The unqualified builders also come at a cost of poor decision making. They don't implement the resources very well. um, there's a lot of inadequate supervision that goes on, so there's lack of direction and control because a person may be a builder, but what you are asking for maybe is beyond their pay grade. Because now people are building all kinds of architectural uh, style varieties, right? And so if you have your regular masons tackle some of these things, it might come as a cost to you. So because there's lack of knowledge on what has to be done and when. So what needs to be done and when is very important, right? So number one thing that people brings people down is honesty and qualified builders, right? Then number two, which is really close, number two, and I've seen a lot of this, is cost underestimation. Cost underestimation, right? So the client, or maybe sometimes the builder, may put in some cost and then factor in that over time, inflation and stuff like that is going to happen. Or maybe, like, like those who are bidding right now can tell how, like, iron rod, cement, even, wood, and all that stuff. We see how it's jumping, right? So if you got a code 1 month ago, it's going to change, right? So cost underestimation, um, is very, very difficult sometimes for people to come out with. And I always tell people, I say, listen, um, it's varies. Different regions going to vary to some degree. The quality of the, you know workmanship is going to play a factor. And then, because you have a quantity surveyor plus somebody who's just eyeballing the stuff, is going to make a big, big difference. And just with like any job, you build in some contingencies. They do it here in the West as well, because sometimes, you might need another 20 more bags for something like that, and so you build in some contingency. So it's all over the place. But the end of the day, it's like that's not realistic, right? And I see that in my consultation. Sometimes people come and say, "What can 150 do this?" And I said, if you want to build this something that is going to be comparable to here, something that is going to be quality, is going to be problem free to later on, because all things eventually will break down. Then it's going to cost. Sometimes I tell them it might use you expect, to get double, right? So unrealistic time and cost due to unqualified estimations, right? That also lead, lack of experience. So if you are attacking or trying to accomplish your building for the first time and you haven't done this before, it's very difficult for you to gauge. You cannot buy experience, right? You can read about it, you can get the knowledge, but experience, is priceless. You can buy that. So that makes it difficult for you to gauge exactly, how much things are going to cost. And then a big one too is inflation. So assuming we're using a timeline about 5 years for a completion of a good sized house in Ghana, inflation over time. So if you think it's gonna cost you, let's say building 4 bedrooms, 2,500 square foot, or everything furnished, anything is gonna cost you 120 now. But then if you spread out in 5 years, right, inflation, right, is going to add more money. So that's the second one. So first one is honest and qualified buildings. You know, Second one is cost underestimation, right? And so it's better to overestimate and then work within that than underestimate. And the third factor that has prevented about close to 30% of the people from being able to complete their project is, and I do this a lot when I do consultation. I'm like, because people always have this grandiose idea of what they want to do until the numbers start coming in, right? So the numbers start coming in, and there's a reality. And I said, listen, you also have to factor all these things in. You have this immaculate house, but then you have money to enjoy, to do those things. So that is why I went over the layout and that kind of stuff. So the third reason is the source of financing, right? So sometimes, when you start this project, you have some money, right? And so you have that money and you draw this 6 bedroom, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 square foot, because maybe you got, 30, 40,000, 50,000 to start. But then you forget that over time, can you actually come out with this 30, 40, 50,000 yearly to be able to put on this project? And so I always tell people, it's like, there's a formula that you have to look, because things do happen. People lose jobs, right? Businesses close down. The business don't do it, like Corona. A lot of people went out of business, right? And all kinds of stuff. And frustration says in loss of interest, right? It happens. Loss of interest can sometimes come from frustration of, like, through with family members or your builder and all kinds, just life, just life in general. And so and then people get sick, and things change, right? So that's the three most important, like, meat on the potato that actually cause most of the issues that people are unable to complete. Another one, which can be a problem, which I think now I'm telling people, the land issue you have to be careful, is that sometimes people may start building, and then it becomes a litigation issue. You know, the land is in court, um, you know, so intervention by the authority or something like that, and then that freezes everything. And sometimes the case is in court and it's never resolved, and all kinds of stuff. So that one, I think now, when you start and you get your document right, and you work with a good team and stuff like that, you should be able to avoid those things. But one, finding honest and qualified builders. Two, cost underestimation. And then the source of finances when it dries out. Okay, then all that will be court cases, litigation, right? So these are the big things, and you have to treat your building project as a business, right? Don't make it too personal. It's about, you have to look at it as, I have X number of time in my lifetime to do this thing, and I have to make sure I succeed, right? Because there's no guarantee 20 years from now you are going to be in the best financial situation to execute these things. So you do it when the funds are available, and the sooner the better, right? So you have to go out. So you have to be vigilant, and make sure you work with a team that can deliver, right? And stuff like that. So let me give some shout out. McAfee is here. IB is here. Thank you. Jano is here. Nidori, thank you. It's been a while. Brother Love. I know, yeah, it's been a while too. All right. I see some questions. All right, let's take them. Let's see. I don't know of and the issue sometimes, because I know people have raised this, like, what is that lady? Angels list, whatever, of contractors. Um because here's the thing. You see, here's the reality. There are some good contractors in Ghana. There are some, and sometimes they're not easy to find, right? The issue sometimes in having them in a book or in a database or something like that is that there will be some people somehow will be in a database without actually earning the credentials. That is the real deal, right? There'll be people that make their way in. So for me, actually, is the best thing is first hand experience, right? Word of mouth. Somebody who has the product to show that, hey, this is what they did for me. I've been working with them for X number of years. I can vouch XYZ. That is the best way. And also too, the person is visible, right? It's very visible, because if they disappear, I don't think I can disappear, because I can be found. I think so. So, but if the person can just disappear, then it becomes an issue, right? It becomes an issue. It'll be very, very difficult for you, to find them. So they don't have that. The government might have maybe some people that they use, right? They use and stuff like that. But is word of mouth, and then seeing the product, right? Seeing the product is very important. So visit our website, www Royal Consulting Solutions. Come to see some of our top notch services that we provide, um, and stuff like that. So there's no database. Um, okay. In a really strange cases in terms of building. Yes, there's things all that come up, and my thing is, I'm also, so I try to manage the information, because if I should give you everything about what could possibly happen, what really happens about a building process, is going to just kill some of the spirit of some people. And so I'm careful not to do that. My goal is to help you navigate. It's going to happen. I can't change, you know, just because it's a law, you can't change people's mind. You can't change people's heart. There's law against murder, but it happens. And so my goal is for you to be informed and then navigate through whatever that you are meeting, right? If that means if there's an alligator in the lake, you get on a big boat. You see what I'm saying? But you can't drain the alligator from the lake. It's gonna be there. And so that is what. But there's all kinds of stuff. Uh, there's only one case that somebody trying to take my money and not do the job, but he did. Yeah, he the job was done. He got it done. Okay, and so it's about just overcoming this stuff. Well, so I mean, you can do it, but end up costing very, very expensive. Like if you, let's say, if you have two levels and you want to do like a central AC, one upstairs, one downstairs. I think there's a technology that you can individually like manage those AC unit, but then you have to run all the vent, right? It's easier here to do it installation wise because of drywall, right? We're using concrete blocks. So there's a disadvantage of doing like a central AC, and then there's a disadvantage. Okay. One disadvantage is that if the system goes down, then everything on that level goes down, right? That is one. I'm not. This is almost kind of like consultation questions, but that's one thing you have to look at. And so there's a benefit, so there's a cost and that kind of stuff. But there's pros and cons. But it can be that you don't see them a lot. Okay. Webinar. Webinar every 2 weeks. Of the every second Saturday of the month and the last Saturday of the month. Uh, it's cheap. Book over there. We can get some questions answers. And then get you going. The website. I think I put a website. Let me see. All right, that's a website. My boss is telling me to put these things out. Um. So anyway, so that's the goal, right? That's the goal is to if you prepare well, right? If you prepare well, and people underestimate the level of preparation. Is if you are prepared well, you can execute this thing very, very smoothly with minimum headaches, right? And so I'm always doing something to my project. It's like when we do consultation, people will send me stuff ahead of time, and I look into put all my notes down. So when we started, we're ready to go. Because if you're prepared, you can see things coming, and especially if this is your first time, right? If this is your first time, so you'll be able to do that. Okay, let me see. So this will be a consultation. So we're gonna look at the blueprint, and then we're gonna have a discussions because not everything is going to be on the blueprint. Obviously, we don't know paint colors, we don't know tiles, we don't know sometimes the roofing options. So this will be a consultation. Yes, I do that with people. I have one coming up that I'm gonna do later today. It's a land document and blueprint and stuff like that. And so, yes, it's very important to give you the range. I'm going to give you more on the high end, and because I'm factoring the inflation. I'm factoring that you want something that is 10 key. You just bring it close. And so your taste is going to be different, right? What do you want? You want a 2000 fridge because, or you want $800 fridge. All those is going to add up. Okay, so that'll be consultation. So you can visit our website, book a consultation, and email me on the architectural designs, and then we can talk about that. Okay, Sandy, thank you, thank you. We try. It's hard out here. It's hard. So I enjoy, I enjoy what I'm doing for now. I know at certain point, this chapter also will come to a close. Because I like to venture into new things. But in the meantime, I enjoy because people do send me messages about how this have helped them, whether issues, whether the building. Some people have been even to inspired by building restaurants and all those kinds of stuff. And today I even got an email. Somebody said actually my motivational speeches sometimes actually help them land a job because they use some of during an interview. So I'm gonna continue to do that as long as it's beneficial, to some of you and stuff like that. So I love what I'm doing. Like I said, I came on YouTube for different reason, and so that passion has not gone down. And so I want you to just take what you need to help you. If you disagree, throw it out. Don't worry about it. I don't have all the knowledge, but I work every day to make sure that I got a great information to put it out there for you guys. Okay? Yeah, finishing. Finishing is a big deal. Finishing is going to be the bulk of all the expenses, right? So because at that time you are running. When I was doing my finishing, I was running about 6 projects. I was doing kitchen installation. I was doing tile work. I was doing painting. I started planning for landscape. I was doing the electrical fence. I was installing like the vanities, that I'm doing touch up. So it's a bunch of stuff that you're doing at the same time. So finishing is, it's a big deal. That is why I recommend everybody buying construction guidelines on our website, because you can see the steps. You can see that it's a 4 pages of in sequence what you need to do, and how you do it matters. When you do it matters, because it is done to be efficient and help you save a lot of money. It came about from mistakes that we did and other people did, and we put something there for you to maximum. When I started, there's nobody on YouTube saying anything related to building in Ghana. There was maybe 2 people at that time and stuff like that. So you guys, I think now you guys have been a beneficial of some good information, some awesome information, and some nonsense too. So you get to choose, where you go. Okay, Tony, please. What do you prefer for fence and front view? You design tiles and stone brick. You know, so I'm gonna try to answer it. If I don't answer your question, just restate it because I'm thinking something in my head. So I'm thinking about maybe you have a front design, like maybe you have a Mediterranean. You are either using some tile work or stone brick, right? Or for fence. So ideally, I think I always say respect the architectural design, respect it. So tiles, there's indoor tiles that is people use it for all kinds of stuff. The wall, I don't even understand why a tile would be on the wall, because you don't see it anywhere in the world per se, except it's like you know a tile that is designed for a fence wall. But I'm talking about floor tiles, porcelain tiles that we use. I've even seen like other stuff, kitchen tiles like on external fence wall. So the design, so you have to understand that there's when you do design, it's aesthetics. There's a point that when you push it, it destroys everything else, right? And so it's a balance. You want to highlight certain features, okay, but not have it overtake. And so when we meet with people, I say, okay, you want to do all these things, but if you are coming at a house, you don't even see the nice windows because you have this thing in your face, right? So it's a balance thing. So you want to highlight the best features of the house. If it's a nice window, you want that to stand out. If there's a breaking design, you want that, and then you want to do your stonework and stuff like that, to as accent, right? You want to do that. So it's not like a straightforward. Can 100K build a nice house in Ghana? Relatively, two-bedroom, self-contained stuff like that. Yeah, so it's not always about the aesthetics. It's also going to be the amenities, right? So structure, yeah, structure you can build, but then when you come to finishing, then is going to with a good layout, and stuff like that. But it depends what you want to build, right? It's not going to be a story building. No, it's not. It's not. You're not going to be doing that with five-bedroom or four-bedroom and get everything you want. Okay. Does it cost a lot? Well, elaborate more. Who you was it? So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay. Here's the thing I want you to know. And we black people, we have certain tendencies that it's not good. So I came, we formed this company for one reason, because I saw that people were losing money to all kinds of activities in Ghana. People lost a lot of money. Family members, crooked builders. And we put a team together, say we're gonna do it this way, else I'm not gonna be involved. Somebody's 5,000, 100,000 is not gonna do anything for me. I don't, I'm not motivated by that kind of stuff. Okay. And so we put this team together, we clean out and put a core team. But then some of our own people are trying to circumvent the system and trying to put some of my guys into a compromising situations, right? Even though we put this thing together to prevent that kind of stuff, right? And and that is the issue sometimes, is that most of them are not doing that, but there's a few who are trying to do that. Like I wouldn't know what is going on. I would know what is going on because my guys know how we do things. Okay. And so when you come, you work through me, then I'll give you my main guy sometimes, depending on what we're doing for communication. But if you cut any deal outside, I would know, right? Because if if it's like, because what they're trying to do is this thing. If I get to the point that I feel like, okay, my team is just behaving like every other contractor, then I'm gonna dismantle the whole thing. Then I'm gonna just dismantle it and then move on. Okay. So those who are doing that, be very, very careful. Don't do it. Um, because it's very difficult finding people in Ghana who are not motivated by $5,000, $10,000. That I work so hard to understand them that integrity is important than the quick money. And they have believed that. But if our own people go and try to corrupt them, that's a problem, right? That's because it will end up hurting a lot of people who have nothing to do with this. Okay? Consultation. Consultation. It's a lot of stuff. Okay. Yeah. So consultation, so that we can talk, because Amanda, I'm trying to do that. So I'm already doing my homework, and stuff like that. So that'll be consultation. Because the thing is, when you building this stuff, right, you're looking at long term, uh, rainy season, right? Sun, the sun, the material you are going to use, and all kinds of stuff. Because Ghana it can get really hot, it can rain heavily, so it's a bunch of stuff. Some of the stuff they use is not going to work. So it's a bunch of stuff. Okay, so in there, you know, you see, wooden. I think we are missing out on wooden flooring, right? There's a space, and whoever can actually come up with a company and provide wood and install it really, really well, you got to install it really. So that means the type of wood, and also, heat. We don't have a lot of cold, so the heat is going to expand. So you have that flexibility in there, so the roof doesn't come off. I think it would be a great idea. You know, would be really a great idea because where I am, I have wooden floor. I like wooden floor. So if it can be done well, it would be whoever put that thing is going to be very, very successful. So compound wall in terms of the external wall, or terrazzo is just, just use them on the floor. They're very good though. They're very durable. Uh, the paint. If you use a quality paint, that paint is gonna give you about 6 7 years. You know, so it's not like and you have to, depend on where you live, you have to factor in the dirt, right? And so, if you look at my house, it looks like I paint it all the time. I don't, because I'm factoring by the road, the dust. And so you use some paint, the external paint that's gonna blend in. Right. So because the reason why is that if you use terrazzo for a fence wall, compound wall, it's permanent, right? It's permanent, right? But paint, you can change paint to other things, spruce other place, right? It's permanent. What is the most complex part of building? Bunch. I would say it's a bunch of stuff. Foundation can be, because when you start foundation, you are projecting everything else that is going to be factored in. We have we the guys are so plumbing. We got it. Electrical. We can do all kinds of crazy electrical scream, ceiling work. We got, roofing is not bad. So it's just wrapping everything together, because uh, at the end of the day, when you're done, they must all sink in. It must work. Everything must work, right? So it's not just you worrying about your plumbing. You want to make sure the power is working and all that stuff. So it's experience. We've done it, you know. Yes, Biswa, thank you. How's the project coming? I can't wait to see the final outcome. Keep pushing, keep pushing. You're almost there. Okay. So, yeah, so obviously flooding, right? Flooding and stuff like that. So, and I always tell people is we are unique in a sense that we think about other things, then the money second, because and there's certain things we won't do. Period. Um, because we don't want to build something for you. Then there's all these problems and all the time. I mean, what is the point? So we have a standard that we are encouraging people to say, okay, we are doing this right now because of XY reason. Somebody reached out to me a couple of days ago, and the issue was they have to do gutters in front of the city, or either the chief or someone was telling them they have to do their gutters in front of their house because the city is about to do the main gutter so they can connect it. So they wanted a quote for the stuff. And then so I asked them, I said, okay, has the city started their construction yet? And they said no. So I said, okay, then we don't need to do a quote. We'll wait till the city has done the main gutter. Then we can go look at stuff and connect yours to it. Because if you do yours, the worst thing you want to do is a gutter without outlet. And the city, maybe they don't do it this year, next year, whatever. Then you have this stagnation of water. Trash is going to go in, is going to breed mosquitoes and stuff like that. But some people, because of the money, will just go do the gutter anyway. We don't do that. That's the thing. We are not going to do the stuff because we need to make a buck. We're going to do the stuff because it makes sense, right? Oh, no, we're not going to do it. Hadia, thank you for joining. Toby, thanks. Okay. Yes, it can all be done. It can all be done by planning, working with the right team. It can all be done. Okay. I've never heard about that. Uh, you can elaborate. If land is not a problem, which is cheaper, 6 bedrooms on 2 floors or 6 bedrooms on 1 floor? That's a good question. Um, so if you go, it's funny because for the additional 3 bedroom, so for additional 3 bedroom, let's say you are going to expand that 6 bedroom, so the foundation footprint is going to be bigger. So that is going to cost you, and that may cost you. So when you do the flooring, the second floor, we're talking about that foundation is going to cost you about 80% of what that flooring is going to be because of the iron rods. You got to do some plumbing works in that. But in the end, what this is what you have to think about is sometimes when you go to second floor, it gives you more real estate. It gives you more space for outdoor, right? And so you have to factor that in. Do you want to use a whole land for the building without any outdoor space, right? And then or pay a little bit, maybe let's say $10,000 more to get a second level, right? But then you have outdoor space for plants, for maybe a pool or that kind of stuff. So these are some of the things that when we do consultation, we give you options to say, okay, you want to get this thing, but then you're going to give up that, right? And so you have to look at it like long term. You see, like 10,000 now is a lot of money, but long term, if it's 20 years, 30 years, it's not really a lot of money. You see what I'm saying? And so it's always about looking at things long term, right? So the money, I think the money is secondary, is what you look at next. It's about what do you want? Would the house work now? Would it work in the future? Uh, and is this something that I can, if I don't do any modification, can I enjoy it? So that's one. Then you go up, okay, how much is going to cost? Because sometimes what people do is like they're gonna let the cost dictate what they want to do. Then it's kind of like eventually they end up with something that they really don't want. Okay. I think this question came up the other week, last week. Um, yeah, I mean, just ask them. Just ask them. Sometimes they want to chip in, sometimes they don't want to chip in. And I'm about to find out right now. For the second build, I have two neighbors on this side. One is a friend, so I'm not worried about that. So the next one who's building, like, he's on a speedboat. I told him he's gonna. It's not a competition, so he's going to win because I got other things that I need to focus on. But you can ask them, and then stuff like that to chip in. It will help if they chip in, but sometimes they won't chip in, and then you have to just put it in. And the good thing though, so the bad thing is you taking all the costs. The good thing is that then you can build whatever wall you want. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people like, oh, the wall is too tall, and then they cannot dictate to you what you can build. See what I'm saying? So there's pros and cons to that. So, but just ask them. You want to put a wall. You want them to. If you say 50-50, then why, have them chip in by 30, 40% and see what they say. Okay. Trying to go see if I miss any question. Okay, let's give about 2, 3 more minutes, and then we're gonna wrap up. So share the videos, increase the like, take what you need. Um, I think we what we have in terms of building Ghana is incredible. We do it the right way, and we're not gonna compromise those, because that's the only way we're gonna do it. That's the only way we're gonna do it. That's the only way we want to do it and stuff. So follow the process. I'm proving it can be done. I'm doing it a second time again. Some of you didn't see the first one, the process I'm doing again. Um, Learn a ton, and then all to your benefits, stuff like that. So, but it's not easy. You know, that's why those who are bidding. It's not easy. It's like I take my hat to you guys. It's not easy. It's you know, takes a lot to be able to do that. Takes really a lot. And so, but I came on YouTube to prove something that you can do it, right? And you can do it. You just got to be smart about it. Use the right people, and because the because I will want you guys. I can even sit here, and if I have the money, I can build 40 homes in Ghana without going there, and I know they can handle those stuff, because that's what happens when you put a team who that they're gonna go and fulfill the right thing, right? And so I don't have building stress. You know, I don't have building stress. When I send the money, things get done. I don't have that, and I want you guys to have that. Okay? Thank you, Mankwa. Thank you. All right, so you know where to find us. Webinar consultation, www.royal consulting solutions. Check our website. Reach out to us, and then we can start a conversation going, and so that you can also deliver and build that dream for you, because someday, maybe this country or whatever your UK becomes a place that um you don't want to be. Listen, if something goes down, I want to move to Ghana, I can do it because I have at least permanent accommodation. I have a car over there, I have accommodation. I've saved to some point. I can do it. So you want to have that. So then you are not you don't feel trapped. You don't feel like a victim. I would never feel like a victim. Um because you're a conqueror, and so you should never feel like a victim. Uh just have confidence and build something. Yeah, so and this might be ongoing conversation, right? Just but the mentality is like, they're not gonna chip in, you know um stuff like that. So but it's just one of those things, you have to do them, right? You have to do them. And so that's the thing, right? um yeah, sometimes. So I think I will probably do this on my project. I don't know, maybe I might put some iron rods in there, stuff like that, for the rooftop. So I mean, when it comes to that, it's just like the ratio, right? You have to maintain, and the ratios change. Block work ratio change, plastering ratio change, other things. If you are doing concrete flowing, the ratio is going to change. So, and also too, don't there's a bunch of stuff we can ship from either Europe and US that you can add to concrete to make it more durable. So don't look into that. And if they haven't Ghana, to ask those people, they will tell you. Okay, that's that. Sure, sure, sure. Okay, based in UK. Not yet. I'm in the US for now. Thank you, Echo. Thank you. Greetings. Gateman House. Gateman House. Do you even need a gateman? I don't want a gateman. But this is consultation because gateman is part of security, and so it's consultation because there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things you have to factor in. Is the gatehouse entered externally? It has its pros and cons, or they have to come inside the building to do that. So this is like a lot of variables. The Kaswa house, I don't have a gate man. This house, I don't have a gate man. For a bunch of reasons and stuff like that. So I don't have that, but I'll be able to still secure the property and see what is going on and what is happening. So this is a security stuff that I don't want to put everything here. Okay. I don't have one down there, but um, these questions I've seen this question in the past before. We don't like a lawyer is not necessary for land acquisition if you know exactly what you are doing and you follow the steps that we do. Because I mean, yes, I want the land lawyers to eat as well, but I'm saying probably 98% of people in Ghana that buy land don't use lawyers for that particular. The lawyers may come in when there's litigation or something like that because um it's about following the process that is set. You doing your homework and going to the proper procedure, making sure stuff like that. And when you get a land, what do you do? And also let a person know sometimes is like, if you sell this land to somebody, it's going to be a serious problem and stuff like that. So it's about doing all that because I've seen some lazy lawyers before from experience, and they wasted time. I mean, years, about 4 years, and the person will not still be able to register and do kinds of stuff. I've seen that. And I've seen some lawyers attempting to do other things that I'm not going to put it here publicly. So I would say you don't need them if you are doing kind of like your homework. Okay. We can talk more about that in consultation what you need to do. Am I moving to UK? UK Avenue or UK? Stuff like that. So anyway, all right. Let me scroll through this. Thank you everyone for. I'm trying to keep this thing an hour. Share the videos. Take what you need. Believe in yourself. Don't let anybody tell you who you are. Don't let the world tell you you are nothing. You can do everything if you are determined enough, and surround yourself with winners who don't make excuses so you can all rise together. Okay. Other than that, when it comes to building in Ghana and all that stuff, we are one of the kings in there. Uh, and we will do it without compromising the integrity and the ethics, right? So don't cut corners. If I link you up with my team, be authentic. If I see you doing some certain things that are gonna be a problem, it's not necessary. Okay, be authentic. Those guys, I put them together. They are good. I don't want anybody trying to corrupt them. Please. Okay. Should I transfer? Uh, Yeah, you can do that. You can do that without going through court. You can do that. Yeah. If it's not in your name, it's not yours. You know. Okay. Anyway, so well, the questions are coming in, but anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. Kitchen ship I have made. Depends. If you haven't made it yet, that means your dimensions has to be good. It has to be customized to make it look like a really nice kitchen. Then after that installation, I think there's a good kitchens in Ghana you can use. Maybe instead look at a few appliances. So let's make sure those people that have business in Ghana too are eating as well. So, but unless maybe you have this cabinet that is super nice, it's a great deal and stuff like that, then you do what you need to do. But I use stuff in Ghana, and then because I want to also stimulate the economy and also bring certain things that I like to have, right? Okay. All right. So that's good. Can you tell me something about myself? Education expertise. It's a lot. It's a lot. I know enough of what I need to know, and the things I don't know, I can find the expert in those areas. So Tony, I'm surrounded by highly capable men and women. So Tony will get things done if that is a good enough experience. But educational background, I have a scientific background. Okay. And so that's why I love data and stuff like that. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time. Keep the likes up, share the videos. Um, and I'm working. Let me see. There's a final video that's gonna come. They're gonna clean up the place uh, Monday, and then I'm gonna post video. Lintel work is done, and then I'm working on the flowing. At least start buying my materials and stuff like that. So other than that, I'll meet you where we meet Saturday. Thank you. Enjoy. Keep the dream alive. Be a champion. Be a leader. Write your name in history. Right. Be the first in your family to be the most accomplished. Right. And I believe you can do that. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to join.